We live in a free society, but in exercising your freedom, you might infringe upon mine. The law tries to find a balance. In law, what happens when someone's conduct affects our personal space or the things we value? All around us in society are risks. In law, who's responsible when a risk results in loss or harm? A drunk student on a hire scooter crashes on campus, badly injuring a stranger. Or I tweet to the world that a famous law professor faked their degree and seriously damaged their reputation. Or a journalist hides in my garden to film me in the bath. None of these is necessarily a crime, but someone is hurt or feels hurt or affronted. What can the law do? Welcome to the Law of Torts, and indeed to ANU Law School. Torts, you ask. What is a tort? A tort is a civil wrong. Every society needs a system to offer a remedy for wrongful interference with or harm to our personal property by another person. But what, you should be asking, makes something wrongful? Well, that's what we're here to explore. I'm Joe Ford, I'm your convener. We have 2 lecturers in this course and some tutors, and we also have some later year students to help you under our PAL mentoring scheme. But I'm the person responsible for the course, for its design, its assessment, and overall delivery, and I'm your primary contact person. In lectures in week 1, we'll get straight into the content to address this question of wrongfulness. What makes something wrong and therefore a tort, possible tort? But this introductory video is just to deal with 3 course administration issues. There's a 4th issue, which is assessment. I know it's of interest to you, but that's a separate video. On Wattle, there's also an overview of the subject for you to engage with before semester begins. You'll find this after this introduction on the Wattle page. One thing to remember before we proceed, always go to the class summary on the Wattle page when in doubt. There you can find everything, the required readings, joining your tutorial group, assessment design and due dates and all of those sorts of issues. So, what are the 3 issues for us in this video? The first is activities. What does our learning involve? The second is resources. What things, what tools do we need to learn torts? And the third is around expectations. How do we approach this course together over the 12 weeks? So, to the first one, activities. We really have 3 things. They're the lectures that we do together. Here we look at the key concepts and cases and try and develop a framework for our understanding. In our lectures, we assume that there's been some sort of prior engagement by you with the pre-lecture materials that are on the Wattle page. So those are the lectures. Then we have tutorials once a week, smaller group learning. You need to sign up and stay in your group and attend these tutorials. What do tutorials do? Well, we're in smaller groups and we take the concepts and principles discussed in lectures at a fairly sort of abstract level, and we try in our tutorials in our small groups to apply these to new, unfamiliar factual contexts, to start to learn to detect issues, to solve legal problems, to start to learn to form and sustain legal arguments. This is key to a legal education, so invest time here and you'll find the tutorial preparation is the best exam preparation too. Prepare and participate. The third element of activity is really the most important in my mind, and that is self-study, self or with your peers. Before lectures, before encountering material, and also after the lectures and after the tutorials, synthesizing that knowledge in your own way. Everyone works differently. And this is where support such as the PAL network, the later year law student mentors, can really help. So check them out. So that's the main 3 activities: lectures, tutorials, and study in your own time and in your own way. The second thing is resources. You've got a casebook, a prescribed casebook. See the class summary and the reading list and talk to the librarians. That casebook includes all the information you're going to need in this course other than what comes across in lectures. The second thing other than the casebook is the Wattle modules. There you'll see the reading guide, what to read, what you can leave out, which is always useful, and some of the pre-lecture materials that help us kind of immerse ourselves in the concept so that we can really get into the subject matter of the lectures, and also some activities to help you check your own understanding. And the third resource, in addition to the casebook, in addition to what's on Wattle, is the lectures themselves. As I said, this is a framework for our understanding, and in lectures you get to see where we place emphasis. The final things are on expectations. What do you expect of me? Really to balance amount of content with clarity. So I've really taken a selective approach to the subject. Really focus on the starred cases in the reading guide. That's the ones I've chosen. Torts, well, we're studying the subject for its content, but what we're also trying to do is to help begin building generic skills that you'll need across your law degree and law studies. Reasoning by analogy, logic, sorting through large amounts of material and not being daunted by them, and being able to find what's relevant. These are generic skills irrespective of the content of the law of torts that we try and build, especially in the tutorial process. The other thing is around assessment. As I said, there's a separate video. I'm not out to trick you, I'm just here to test you. So follow the course as delivered, and that's what will be assessed really at the end of it. What do I expect of you? Really, because this is university now, to take responsibility for your own learning. Be very careful with materials that are online, because it's easy to let them build up knowing, well, they're online and I can access them. Work consistently through the 12 weeks, avoid that build up. The second thing, emphasize tutorials. Prepare, participate. Tutorials are there not just for the content that we redo and re-examine in a contextual way, but for the underlying skills of argument and argument building that you will build. And the final thing is, trust me. Just focus on the course as taught. Don't worry about the whole casebook. You'll see the casebook is very, very big. We only study a selective number of cases in there. Don't worry about the other cases. I'm not going to assess you on them for one thing, but also we've chosen those cases carefully to look at the really key concepts in torts. So I leave you with the 3 Ps: prepare, participate, and PAL, the peer-assisted learning. I can't rate it highly enough. Later year law students, they've all been through it. They can help you through it. Look at the wattle page, the class summary, diarize your assessments. For everything else, contact me. I'm on campus. When I'm not on campus, I like to wear lycra and ride bikes, all sorts of bikes, any bikes, and play with my daughters. But otherwise, I'm on campus. We're here to help you in your law journey as it begins in your first year of law, so get in touch. You're now ready to enter the wattle page and look at the introductory module. Welcome to TORTS.